Hey everyone, it's July 4th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer John Joseph Fautenberry, who murdered 5 victims in the early 1990s, and that is him right up there. Born in Connecticut in 1963, Fautenberry's Navy seaman father abandoned the family at a young age, leaving him to be raised by his mother and the series of men she brought home. Often beaten by that series of men who became his stepfathers, he harbored feelings of worthlessness, distrust, and suppressed rage. They moved frequently, spending time in Ohio, Hawaii, Georgia, Alabama, and Rhode Island, with Fautenberry getting into trouble everywhere they went. His mother suffered from severe depression, and he started drinking heavily as a high schooler, perhaps as a signal that he also had similar issues, which could be due to a head injury that he claims to have suffered as a child. He first found trouble with the law when he stole a car in Atlanta in 1982 at the age of 19. His mother died when he was just 22, after which he tried to reconnect with his biological father. They didn't get along, and Fautenberry began a 3-year relationship with his father's ex-wife instead. First following in his father's footsteps in the Navy, he bounced from job to job after being discharged, finally settling in as a truck driver. The long trips took their toll, and he quit in 1990, spending his time at a truck stop outside of Portland, where he met a trucker that offered to buy him breakfast and take him shooting. After hitting all the targets, Fautenberry shot his new friend in the head, stole $10,000 from him, and drove away in the man's truck, heading to Cincinnati where his sister lived. When his visit was over, he drove to Connecticut where he ran out of money, and while hitchhiking back to Cincinnati, he murdered a truck driver in New Jersey who propositioned him for sex in exchange for a ride. He was staying with his sister in February of 1991 and set off hitchhiking on Route 275, being picked up by a man who was traveling only 10 miles up the road. The man drove Fautenberry an extra 10 miles before stopping the car to let him out when the killer reached back into the car and shot him twice in the chest. He then drove the car to Cincinnati and dumped the body in a wooded area where it was found a month later. Fautenberry headed to Oregon, meeting some old friends just 4 days later, one of whom was a woman that agreed to accompany him on a trip from Portland to the coast. On the drive, he stopped the car in a secluded part of the woods, shot her 3 times in the back of the head, and stole her bank card. A few days later, he stole money from her bank account and bought a one-way ticket to Alaska. In March of 1991, Fautenberry met a man at a bar in Juneau and accompanied him back to his condo. While there, he beat the man, handcuffed him, and stabbed him 17 times. 3 days later, the local police caught him when fingerprint evidence placed him at the scene of the crime. While in custody, he called the FBI, to whom he confessed the other 4 murders and one in 1984 for which another man was already serving time. Fautenberry was sentenced to life in New Jersey, 99 years in Alaska, and death in Ohio, which is what being in Ohio feels like anyway. After a last meal consisting of eggs, fried bologna, toast with butter and jelly, tomato slices, lettuce and mayonnaise, fried potatoes, 4 pieces of white bread, 2 Three Musketeers bars, and 2 packs of Reese's peanut butter cups, he was executed in 2009. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. Have some Reese's peanut butter cups. They're delicious. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so I can find out all about their birthday twin. And to John Joseph Fautenberry, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.